past is with us all.
The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
So we have Tyra Mahaffedin with us. How are you feeling?
I mean, look around. This is completely
This is it,
overwhelming,
isn't it?
but it's incredible. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Is this sort of? I mean, you're kind of beginning your career, aren't you? Is this one of your first roles, is it, or?
This is, I mean, one of my first. I think my first major role.
Major role.
And to be in a role of this scale, in a project of this scale, is mind-blowing, and I'm just so grateful. I'm truly honoured.
Yeah. What kind of, was it something that you always wanted to do? Are you a Lord of the Rings fan, or?
Well, I mean, being an actor in general was something I always wanted to do. I think as a little boy, I could not imagine myself not walking a red carpet, and here I am. But growing up, sort of, because I'm younger than the trilogy itself, Lord of the Rings probably wasn't on my mind, but my dad is a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so I think I'm doing him proud with this one.
You're doing him so proud, yes. In terms of shooting in New Zealand, I mean, how was that? I mean, it was quite difficult for you because of COVID. What was the experience like in New Zealand?
I mean, for me, I think it was very different to a lot of the other cast, because I got to bring my mum with me because I was under 18, which was nice.
Lovely.
Still left all my friends and family back home, but I think the realest challenge was doing schoolwork while working. That was hard, balancing school and my job, but I managed to do it, and I'm here now. But New Zealand was beautiful and so welcoming, and it was such a great place. Yeah.
Is education something you want to carry on with, or are you fully actor mode now?
I mean, I like this job.
Yes, I get that. In terms of, obviously, the last few weeks, what have you been up to with the promotion of Rings of Power?
What I've been up to, I've been taking a lot of selfies in all the different countries we've been to.
Where have you been?
We went to LA, we've been to San Diego, we've been to Mumbai, went to New York, and now we're here in London. It's completely overwhelming.
So I'll have to ask you, where was the best place to be?
Mumbai was an experience.
Oh, really?
Loved Mumbai, I'd love to come back. Yeah.
Was there a lot of love for Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I think I just love in general. It was so welcoming, and it was so warm, like actually very warm.
Yeah, actually very warm.
But yeah, no, everyone was really kind. It was so great.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. Well, all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Nice to meet you. How are you feeling today?
I feel like a kid again. Do you know what? I'm stepping into Middle Earth. This is just like my dream coming true as a child in Leicester Square, my hometown.
Your hometown? That must be so special for you.
It's very special.
Yeah?
We've been holding on to the secret for 2.5 years, and we're finally ready and able to share it with the world.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit more about your character?
I play a character called Isildur,
Yeah.
who you may know from the movies, from the books, and he's a young sort of sailor on the cusp of adulthood who's trying to find his way, and there's many challenges that come with that. He's a misfit, and I saw myself in the character, and I poured a lot of him. I think if you're different in some ways growing up, you'll see yourself in him.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
How was it sort of shooting? I mean, you shot for the films. How different was it shooting for a series?
Do you know what? It was like a film. This is the production value on it is incredible, and you're going to see it in every way. It's like a 50-hour-long movie.
I love that.
This season's 8 hours long, and it's a treat to be able to work on it.
Yeah. How easy was it? Sort of, well, not easy, I guess, but how different was it not having a book to go off in general? Because with the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, you can read.
There's always a book to go off.
What book did you go off?
The Silmarillion has a lot of teasers in it. And every character has sort of signposts that Tolkien has written for, and that's JD and Patrick's framework. And they've created new characters that kind of flesh out this world. And the script is amazing. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I will. In terms of the themes, what new themes do you reckon have been sort of put into the series?
Actually, I think with some of the characters in the movies, there's so much action in it that you don't really have time to sit and just watch them. And I think my storyline is very much a family drama in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
So you're going to see that dynamic, and I love bringing that to life.
Yeah, that's really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye. So nice to see you. How are you feeling today?
I feel exhilarated. I think that's the best word to describe it. Yeah, it's 3 years in the making. We're ready to release it into the world.
I know. Tell us a bit about your character.
I play Bronwyn. She's a woman, a healer from the Southlands.
Yes.
She is the single mother to a rebellious teenage son in a forbidden romance with an elf, who was tasked with watching over her people, the Southlanders, because her ancestors notoriously chose evil over good. So she's trying to redeem them.
Okay, in terms of themes, I know in the older films, in The Lord of the Rings, there was a lot of good versus evil and those sort of themes. Is there anything new that we get to see in your character?
I think my character, honestly sort of personifies hope, if I could, and she's driven by love for her son, love for her elf, her forbidden love, but also a deep love for her people and wanting to liberate them from the shackles of their past. So I would say that her driving force is love. And I think love, at the end of the day, we all need more love, and I hope it defeats all the bad and the evil in the world.
Yeah. As a series, how do you think it's going to work and sort of impact the audience as opposed to films?
We're being, streamed into people's homes weekly. So this is something that isn't, don't go to the theatre and then it's done. This is something that sort of you can revisit and watch continuously for a number of weeks. And then it's ongoing for seasons. So that it forges a deeper connection, I think, with Tolkien's world, hopefully, and hopefully encourages a younger generation to pick up a Tolkien book.
I was just going to say, how do you think sort of new viewers can relate to Rings of Power if they haven't watched Lord of the Rings? Is it something they can just, pop on Amazon and, watch Rings of Power without the background knowledge of Lord of the Rings, or would they need to kind of refer back to the...
I think Rings of Power is a very healthy balance of the familiar. So there's something in it for the die-hard fans of the movies, of the books, and then I think it's got so many sort of fresh perspectives and a storyline that will hopefully bring new fans into the mix, who will find themselves falling in love with Tolkien. So
no, I hope so. You look lovely.
Thank you.
Hi, we're with Megan today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so many things, but mainly excited. And I mean, it's just extraordinary to be here.
Yeah. How long have you been waiting for this?
I mean, since I got the job.
Since you got the job?
But no, I mean, it's just so exciting to be able to celebrate it. And I think, we finished filming it over a year ago, so it's just so nice to be able to celebrate it.
Yeah. Tell us a bit more about your character.
So I play Poppy Proudfellow, who is a Harfoot, and she is very cautious and observant and best friends with Nori Brandyfoot, who's played by Markella Kavanagh, who's somewhere. Looking gorgeous on the carpet. But yeah, they sort of get up to a lot of adventure and a lot of mischief throughout the series.
Yeah. How was it filming in New Zealand? As I said, obviously it's been a long time coming with everything and the shooting and COVID. What was the experience like in New Zealand, especially as Lord of the Rings was also shot there? Were there any sort of relatable scenes that we can see in similar locations?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to work on location a lot of the time, so I got to see so much of the incredible landscapes of New Zealand, but also a lot of the crew actually worked on the originals, so there was that kind of like nice circle there. And they're so proud of it and they're so proud of their work, and they should be, because it is just absolutely phenomenal.
Incredible, yeah. In terms of sort of not loopholes, but there's like fan theories and things that they could have done in Lord of the Rings. Do we get some answers for certain questions in the series?
You'll have to find out.
Any giveaways? Anything? Do we get answers at least?
Yes.
Yeah. Any questions that we get answers to? Okay, fine. I'm sure everyone will be there watching it as a series. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. How are you feeling today?
I'm great. I'm struggling to comprehend. It's very hard to process it all, to be quite honest. It's a very epic journey. So.
Yeah. How long is it? It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? So it must be.
It's been a long time. Well, what are we now? 2022. We started in 2019. I think with the whole process of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I'm struggling really to come to terms with it all.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, the sets, what they've done here at Leicester Square.
You have to try not to get lost in there along the way. But
yeah. Tell us a bit more about your character.
So I play Farazon, who's the Chancellor of Númenor.
Yeah.
And I guess it's his task to perform a masterclass in social cohesion. I guess this perceived unity that there is in Númenor, and iron out any kinks along the way.
Yeah.
What he says goes.
Yeah.
And he's one of the boss men there.
He's one of the boss men. Yeah. In terms of new sort of viewers, do you reckon this is sort of the series that you'd have to be well well knowledgeable about Lord of the Rings, or can sort of new viewers
No,
come
you don't.
in?
You could come at it from any angle at any time. I think just like any of the films,
Yeah.
just like any of the books, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the wonderful thing about it as well, that people can you can catch up talking to other people. You know, you can imagine what's happening next. Go and speak to your friend and go like, what happened? They can fill you in.
Yeah.
You can go back. You can go forwards. It's a good one.
Good. In terms of some of the loopholes and some of there's loads of the fan theories about what could have happened, or how certain things could have gone, or why certain things are the way they are. Do we get any answers for these sort of theories in the Rings of Power?
I guess you do. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of because this is a series that's coming out. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of breathing space, so you get to know these characters very, very well.
Yeah.
They're not just going to be on your screens for just a few seconds. It's going to be over time. So there's
It's a real connection that you build
Absolutely.
with.
I think so.
Yeah. And is that why you wanted to create it as a series rather than a film, or a series of films?
Well, it wasn't my idea. It wasn't up to me. I don't have that much power, to be honest with you. But I think so.
Yeah.
I think you get the Silmarillion and Tolkien's appendices. They're so big, they're so vast, and they're so sprawling that I think you probably would need a series to do it justice. I think personally.
Yeah. In terms of themes, what theme do you reckon best fits your character? Because obviously there's the generic good versus evil, but what sort of theme do you reckon fits your character?
I think it's more complicated than that, because whatever decision you make, you're always going to be the villain in somebody's eyes, So
that's a way to think about it, yeah, definitely.
So I think, and also as well, if you come to terms with that perspective, it means you can justify quite a lot as well with the things that you do.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
That's a good answer. I don't have much to say to that.
Okay.
You're right. No, but thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank
Good
you.
night. Bye.
Thank you.
Be the beginning of a new era.